What is up everyone on YouTube, and as you guys probably know, we have the custom Mystic Summon coming up, which basically means that you'll be able to choose any 5-star Moonlight hero that wasn't released in the past 6 months, so they said, and also a 4-star Moonlight hero to choose on your Mystic banner. It will work like a regular banner. It will actually keep the pities here that you actually have. So what you can actually do is carry over your pities even if you don't actually get the unit you want, whereas in prior events there was no pity, there were coins. So this event is a lot better because your pities will carry over in the case you don't get lucky. But there's a big thing. A lot of people thought, including myself, that Navy Captain Landy wouldn't be included, but you can see here you can select a 5-star Moonlight hero except for Abyssal Euphine, ML Ludwig, and ML Sharoon. Now a lot of people were waiting for Abyssal Euphine. She's very strong. But the other knight that's Moonlight 5-star that is kind of rivaling her in strength, some people might say she's better, some people might say she's a little worse, is going to be actually Navy Captain Landy, who will be available in this Mystic Summon lineup. Now, Navy Captain Landy is one of the best units in the game for PvP. Some people even say that she is the best damage dealer for PvP, especially because she is so easily pickable and you can slot her in basically anywhere. She is extremely tanky because of her passive. She has critical hit resistance built in, which makes her very strong. Also, she's immune to stuns and sleeps, which is very powerful. She can't really be CC'd by units such as like Arrowell and stuff like that. And also, you'll see she has scaling attack buff on her S2, which makes her hit very hard, similar to Green Landy, right? And the best part is that she is a knight, so that means she actually has very high base health and defense, as you can see. Her attack stat is actually pretty decent, and she can also hold Elbrus Ritual Sword, which is very good with her, obviously, because you can actually counter with your S1, gain Fighting Spirit to build up to your game-winning S3. Usually if you get your S3 off, you just win the game because it will either one-shot squish units or, do a good deal of damage to tankier Knights and Soul Weavers, and also have a stun and give her attack buff, which is very strong with her already ramping attack. And also because counterattacks will actually proc her S1, like I said, give you Fighting Spirit, but also give you combat readiness, and also have a chance to activate Salvo Fire. Salvo is an AoE attack that does a pretty decent amount of damage, and you'll actually heal, and that's going to be her built-in sustain. So Navy Captain Landy, very similar in what she does to Abyssal Euphine. They get countered by different units. Savior Aiden is very good against Abyssal Euphine. Lone Crescent Bologna is very good into Navy Captain Landy, but both units kind of function the same. They are very powerful, and unfortunately Abyssal Euphine is not available, but we do have the other very toxic, very OP unit, Navy Captain Landy. And I think this unit is a must pull. If you don't have her, if you came late to the game, you weren't playing when she was available, you need to get her. She is super strong. Even on release, people knew she would be super broken. And I'm here telling you now, I think it's like, what, 6-7 months after release now, she's still extremely powerful. She does have more counterplay, right? Lone Crescent Bologna is good into her. Lionheart Sirmia is technically a counter, but Navy Captain Landy's win rate is actually not that bad against Lionheart Sirmia. I think it's positive, actually. So Navy Captain Landy is always going to be good. You can pick her in RTA very early. I wouldn't say you want to first pick her. You still want to kind of hide her now, but you can first pick her if you want. You can put her on any defense team. She's very strong. She's very good in Guild Wars offense. Just a very strong all-around unit. Not only is she good for PvP, guys, but she is extremely good for PvE as well. You can slot her into a lot of expedition teams. Because she's a knight, she takes less damage from bosses, and you can put her in the front row. And because she's a knight, she'll take less damage, but she does a ton of damage as well. So you give up the knight slot for another knight that deals a lot of damage instead. Of course, a lot of the knights use an expedition like Brieg and like Adventure Ross. They have defense breaks, so you just have to pair her with another defense break damage dealer, which there are a lot of, right? Tenebria, any ranger with Guiding Light. And Navy Captain Landy will do a ton of damage in your expeditions. I actually have a video featuring her in pretty much every single expedition if you want to check it out on my channel. She's also pretty easy to gear. All you really need is counter set and crit set. Also, you definitely want Elbrus Ritual Sword as an artifact. If you guys don't actually have Elbrus Ritual Sword, if you go to the Powder Knowledge Shop and scroll down, you'll see it is available for powder, so it's perfect timing. Even just one copy of this is fine. It goes up to 15%. If it's at plus 30, it goes to 20. Yes, it's kind of a big deal against AoE attacks, but you just at least want one copy of this. It's so good on her. It's pretty much required to make her work. But yeah, you just put on counter set and the secondary set. Crit set is fine. Health set is fine. I think crit set is the best value because 12% crit is worth more than 20% health most of the time. And yeah, you just want to fill out her stats pretty easily here. You just want to make her decently bulky. I think at least 17k health with 1400 defense is fine. Then after that, you want 100% crit chance, of course, and you want at least 3000 attack and at least, I'd say, 240% crit damage. You don't need too high of crit damage. Attack is a little bit better on her because her healing from her salvo scales with her attack, and also she gets scaling attack with her S2. But the most important thing is you build her bulky enough on 100% crit chance, and then the rest, your second priority should be damage, because that is how you have a good Landy that will actually be able to survive to actually activate her game-winning S3. And yeah, she ramps up very, very quick, so even if you're low on some attack or crit damage, it should be fine. You also don't need to worry about speed. You just want her to be as bulky as possible. Having some speed is okay, but for the most part, you don't really want it. You just want to make sure that her boots are either health percent or attack percent, so she does as much healing, damage, and stays alive as long as she can, because she will have a chance to attack on every single turn when your team gets attacked, because you have Elbrus for when your teammates get attacked, and you have counters attack set when actually you get attacked. That makes sense. So very easy to build. You just need to farm Banshee and Wyvern, and she's a very powerful unit. Definitely want to have her must pull. I think she's the top priority. I'm probably going to redo a tier list in the next few days when this banner comes a little bit closer. We're 5 days away, just to refresh everyone, because I think some people might not understand how highly I rank Navy Captain Landy. Honestly, I think she's in a tier of her own. She's just that good in PvP and PvE, even with her counters being released and some units being buffed to be her counter. She's still a menace. Even as a new player, she's very worth it. Even as a late game player, she's very worth it. If you guys actually already have Navy Captain Landy, let me in the comments down below what you're going to be choosing on your banner. I personally still think Navy Captain Landy is #1. If you guys disagree with that, let me know as well down below. And I'll see you guys next video.